authorities, the government of Ghana, they go to Parliament, and Parliament wants to find out how many ventilators we have in the country, because ventilators are important for the management of this disease. And the figure given to Parliament is 60 ventilators. 60 ventilators. Last Tuesday, the presidential advisor on the fight against COVID-19 tells Peace FM that we need to have 100 ventilators throughout the country. Now, who are we to believe? Is it 60 or is it 100? I don't know. But we need to ask the legitimate question. Who is telling us the truth? Is it 60 or is it 100? In any case, if we accept 100 ventilators, it still shows that we are far away from readiness to combat COVID-19. Then when the issue is raised, Senna, oh my goodness. Do you know the response? They say, oh, we've brought in more than 300 ambulances, and that in all the ambulances, there are ventilators. I feel like crying. I mean, what an insult to the people of Ghana. COVID-19 cases would not be managed in ambulances. There is no possibility of managing COVID-19 cases in ambulances. So the ventilators you have in ambulances are useless when it comes to managing COVID-19 cases. You understand? If indeed there are ventilators in ambulances, those ventilators in ambulances are meant to be used by persons who have emergency being transported to health centers. The management of the disease does not occur in ambulances. It occurs in health facilities. So to tell me that, yeah, we have 100 ventilators in the country, but don't worry, we have some in ambulances, is to insult us. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's clearly to insult us. Then I raised the other issue about the Rich Hospital. And the Rich Hospital has been designated, unless that has changed, but have been designated as the main center for the management of COVID-19 cases. All right? As at Wednesday this week, the Rich Hospital had only 4 dedicated beds. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dedicated beds. Beds, 4. For the management of COVID-19 cases. I'm saying, my goodness, what is happening? What is happening? Somebody should explain to me why there are only 4 dedicated beds in the Rich Hospital for the management of COVID-19 cases. Do you know the answer that sometimes you get? And you see, when they give the answers, they give these answers with straight faces. And it's worrying. Say, oh, we are not there yet. That the number of cases we have, 4 beds is okay. But who the hell says that we will remain at 205? Even if it is true that we need only 4 beds in this situation, who says that we'll remain here forever? Preparing to combat COVID-19, one of the ingredients is for us to look ahead, and plan for the future. You can't be planning based on today. You understand? And I get very deeply worried about all these stories which are being told and so on. One of the things which is exceedingly worrying for me is how the 38 or so Kayaye were treated. I mean, these were 38 women with their children, some with 2 children, some with 3 children, and so on, crammed into a cargo vehicle. And the cargo vehicle had been covered with a tarpaulin. So if there was an infection, it was going to spread so rapidly and it was going to affect everybody. They were escaping from the lockdown in Accra. State officials see them, okay, and say that this is not healthy. What is their solution? Their solution is to return this Ghanaian back to Accra in the same cargo truck covered with the same tarpaulin. Oh. Master, so even the officials, they are not thinking anymore. They have stopped thinking. If the conditions in which they were traveling were such that the disease could be spread, what you do immediately is to change those conditions. But they were put in the same truck, covered with the same tarpaulin, driven by the same driver, cramped in the same way they were caught, and brought back to Accra. And then we are being told that we should be clapping for the vice president because he made a donation of 500 cedis each. Master, we should be clapping for the vice president because he made a donation. Now talk to those Kayaye. They're saying that they were leaving Accra because the conditions in Accra are unbearable for them. They have nowhere to sleep. So when they're locked down, where do they go? This is the same vice president who promised that by the end of their term, they will be building hostels for Kayaye. Where are the hostels? Where are those hostels for Kayaye? You know, Master, I don't want to be seen as somebody bashing government. I don't want. That's not what I'm doing. That is not my intention. Indeed, I'm one person who has commended the president for inviting all hands on deck. Because I believe that we are in a national emergency. And in a national emergency, you need to have all hands on deck. Now, what does it mean to have all hands on deck? If you're going to have all hands on deck, what it would mean is not that whatever the government does, we say yes, Amasa. We will not be having all hands on deck if we behave like that. If some things don't work, we should be able to say that, Master, this thing you are proposing would not work. That is the meaning of having all hands on deck. The meaning of having all hands on deck is to be able to challenge the things that you know would not work or the things that have not worked. You understand? Is to be able to bring out alternatives to enrich the proposals of government, to enrich the plans of government. Saying yes to everything the government does would not resolve the problems that confront our people, would not help us win the war over COVID-19.